Hi y'all, I'm Adrian.
Howdy everyone, I'm Corey
With Art's Really Cool. First, we want to give a huge thanks to Mary Louise Art and Kim Art Alchemy for inviting us on this art challenge. It's a very out there kind of brief, but I think we can do it. What are we doing, Corey?
The brief, which, that's what they say in the art world, is to create, and I have to look because I can't remember it, but to create an erupting volcano out of the sea. So, very out there.
Very out there.
And we have a very ambitious plan for y'all. We're going to do 4 different techniques, and we have to paint on 4 separate days in order to achieve this. So the first thing that I will be doing is painting the background, the sky and the ocean, just simple blues, some white and a little bit of silver to kind of bring out the idea of clouds and then the idea of waves kind of crashing in the middle of the ocean. And then Adrian's going to do...
I'm going to then take that painting that he made and just destroy it.
He really will.
Well, I might actually. I'm going to try to make the volcano. So I'm going to use painter's tape off like a volcano-ish shape. And then I'm going to do a pour, like a ring pour, within that taped off area of like different browns and earthy colors to kind of give you the vibe of a volcano. All right, and then after that, we're going to...
Adrian, and he's going...
My part is next, yeah, like I said. It was a test, he passed the test.
Yes, I did.
And then after that, I'm going to make the lava. I'm going to do that by just doing swipes, be using reds, yellows, oranges, lava-y colors, just going down the side of the volcano. Might have some coming out too because it's erupting. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. And then...
No, it's me. I am going to do the cloud portion. I'm gonna do it as a Dutch pour. They look very similar to clouds, so I'm gonna do that. And maybe this is the first time I've heard of it, and I agree with the concept. Obviously, if it's erupting, there's a chance that there may be some actual lava flying in the air. So I may add that into the Dutch pour concept, so it can be intermixed with the cloud of smoke. That is the plan. It should hopefully turn out well. In our heads, it's beautiful. So if it doesn't turn out on the canvas, just know it was nice up here.
Right. Just take our word for it.
Right.
Don't trust your eyes. Unless it's good, then trust your eyes.
Well, yeah, totally.
Of course.
With the magic of editing,
we're going to be standing.
All right, so here's our canvas. It's 16 by 20. We thought that was big enough, yet not too big, to allow us to do all of the different things on it. I've taped off right here, kind of right down the middle, because what I've seen, typically the horizon is very straight line. It's not like, oh, you have a little ocean higher over here, a little sky deeper over there. So my goal is to do all of the mixing of each section and then take this off and very precisely try to bring it so that they just touch enough that they're connected. So I've got a couple blues here. I've got Amsterdam light blue. No, that's a lie. This is Artists Loft Artists Loft light blue. And then Amsterdam manganese blue. At least I think that's how you say it. And I think these two will be really nice in the sky. I'm going more for a lighter sky. Artists Loft silver with a little bit of Artists Loft metallic white. That'll be all up here, and down here will be some metallic blue, because that's what I love. Artist Loft metallic blue, I just love that color. Artist Loft Ultramarine, and then Amsterdam Greenish blue. This will dry darker than it looks right here. So let's get started. I want the light blue to be the primary, so I covered the whole base, if you will. So now I'm just going to do little bits of this other blue. Add a very little bit of silver. And then add some white. All right, and then I'm going to take my palette knife and I'm going to kind of mix it together a little bit, just kind of smooth it out and take it off to the sides as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna swipe everything one way to kind of create cohesion. It's got the different colors in there, just a little bit here and there. Okay, so now let's do the lower portion. Majority will be this ultramarine. And then I'm going to go in with the greenish blue. And then the metallic. Now let's do the same thing that we did before and kind of just mix it on up. Oh, I forgot the white. All right, let's do this again. Bear with me, let's take this tape off and see how that goes. All right, so now the goal is to bring them together. All right, I'm gonna touch up the sides and edges and all that stuff, and then we're gonna let it sit for a few days to dry, and then Adrian will start the next process.
All right, so it's day 2. Well, technically it's like day, I don't know, 7 or something like that. We had to let this dry for a bit. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to mess this up, but I'm gonna try my best. All right, so I'm gonna start with this nice long piece for the bottom. I want my mountain to be, well, my volcano, to be sort of short and long, so that gives Corey more space to like do the smoke effect at the end. I don't want to take up too much of this area right here and then leave him with nothing, you know? And now I'm going to break up this painter's tape into smaller pieces and kind of shape out how I want the volcano to look. Okay, I'm okay with that. That I'm okay with. All right, so if you notice in the corners that I don't quite have that barrier here, and there's a few spots around where it's kind of bare, I want to cover those up with tape just so that the paint doesn't pour out, because that would ruin the entire thing. Border nice and made. So now it's time to make my ring pour with the colors that I believe a mountain to be. So I'm going to be using this burnt umber. I'm using raw umber. So those are going to be my main 2 colors. And then I'm going to have little hints of bronze to give it a little shine. And this is like, this is earthy. Bronze is earthy. And then some copper. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start in the middle, and then I'm gonna work my way out to the edges. There you go. That was probably a little too much. I saw that coming. So I'm just gonna stretch this out until it hits these barriers that I made, and we're gonna call it a day. This is what I got. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let this dry for 2 to 3 days before it's completely dry to make sure I can peel off the painter's tape. And then we're gonna let the full thing dry for a few more days. I feel good about it, and we'll see you in a few days. Well, a few seconds. All right, so today we're gonna do the lava, hot lava. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna tape off where I want the lava to not go. As you can see, this is looking pretty good so far, and I don't want to destroy all the work that we've done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of make little stencils using this painter's tape. That's gonna be our end point for one of those slides, hopefully. All right, let me do one more. All right, I'm gonna use the rest of this tape just to kind of get the surrounding area, because sometimes, and by sometimes I mean almost all the time, I don't trust myself. All right, so the colors that I'm using are metallic red for the lava, obviously. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of, I think it's a metallic orange. Yes, it's a metallic red and a metallic orange. So when those dry, those should have like a nice sheen to them. And then I'm gonna swipe with this yellow deep right there. This is mixed with Australian Floetrol. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna take my red, give it a nice little mix. I'm gonna use this swizzle stick or mixing stick, whatever, and just use it to drizzle out the color. I want very thin lines because when I swipe, it's gonna thicken itself because of the palette knife. So we're gonna start here at the opening of the volcano. So far, so good. I'm gonna need a little bit more on this side because this little stream of lava is a lot bigger. So we might have to dip in here twice. And there we go. Good enough. All right, now we're going with this metallic orange. All right, sweet. So that's our overall shape. So now for the fun part. Here's our yellow deep. Oh yeah, that felt good. That felt real good. And let's all cross our fingers and hope that the second side does just as well. Fingers crossed, Corey. Thank you, Corey. All right, I'm cool with that. I'm gonna torch it a little bit. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna blow here, right where the two lines meet, and kind of make it look like it's exploding out of the volcano. And that'll actually create a little bit more cells there, hopefully. Yep, okay, I'm gonna stop before I get ahead of myself. I like that a lot. That's gonna dry for a few days before Corey does his part. In a few seconds, you'll be seeing Corey.
All right, so Adrian has done his parts where he made the super cool mountain, but then he also added the awesome lava, which has been able to dry so I can touch it. And now I'm going to add the like billowing smoke that comes out of a volcano. So my goal is to kind of make the clouds going this way. I'm going to use a gray, a silver, a metallic white, and a metallic black for the core of the cloud. But then I'm going to also bring in a little bit of the yellow and orange that Adrian used for the lava to kind of mix it in just the teeniest bit. I'm going to do a Dutch pour. So I'm going to use my breath instead of a hairdryer because it's a little bit more delicate. So let me get to pouring some paint and see what we can do. So let's start with silver. All right, and I don't know how much I'm gonna need of all of this. Put a little bit of regular gray in here. And I'm just gonna put like droplets of black. Now, let me drizzle. I'm just gonna drizzle some of this in here because I really want it very faint. Let's see what happens. So this is the cloud. I think it's successful. Adrian thinks that it's all right too. We're gonna let it dry and then we will show you what it looks like when it's finally done.
All right. So here is the finished product. I am personally blown away by how we did this. This is kind of what we saw in our head. Actually, we used a reference photo, which I'll pop up right there. So we used that to kind of get our design, and I think we nailed it. I think this is the best we could have done with fluid art, at least with the skill set that we have now. The two things I really love about this is I love the movement in the water here, how it clearly goes from left to right, and it matches the sky, which also goes with the smoke. So it feels like there's wind coming from the west blowing over to the east. I'm also really happy with how Corey added the yellow and the orange here in the smoke. So it really made this look more like an explosion instead of just like the blob of lava that I had on top. I mean, you can even see like some of the dark spots in there, some of the lacing still showing up through that. It's wonderful. So I'm gonna pass it over to Corey and he'll tell you what he thinks.
Ditto. I like most of it as well. I feel like this little section right here got a little bit more yellow and orange in it than I would like. Overall, the smoke turned into what I was hoping it would turn into. The ocean and the sky are clearly ocean and sky. And then the mountain, that texture and like shimmer that you don't get to see as well as we do in real life is very impressive. Like I was blown away when I saw Adrian create that. And then the lava just is very lava-y.
Bye.
Adrian, guess what?
Chicken butt. No, seriously. What?
Our website's live. Go to artsreallycool.com.
Yeah, you're lying. Let me check. Oh, you weren't lying.